Hello, patrons, and welcome to episode 2 of In the Neon Garden, a quarantine series that takes you behind the scenes of my upcoming album as I work on it. Last week, we went over Stranger in the Garden. For those of you that were there, thank you for tuning in last Monday for the first premiere. And to those of you that were not, welcome to your first episode of In the Neon Garden. This is past Pip speaking, but present Pip is with you now. Monday night premiere on the live chat. So if you guys still have questions for me, please ask away. I'll just be hanging out, nervously watching myself from the past. Anyways, last week I decided to kind of dig into Stranger in the Garden because it was the first song that I worked on after some mental breakthrough kind of stuff. And I think I'm just going to keep going in chronological order for now. So the next one that I worked on after that was Queen of the Beast. I will start by just playing it and singing what I have so far. This one is not as finished as Stranger in the Garden, so anything could happen. Let's jump into the Logic session, and I'm going to pull up those lyrics just so we can take a look at what we have so far. Totally not finished, a lot of question marks, but let's take a listen to the song and then I'll kind of break it down for us.
Had this dream, I'm at the bottom of the pond. In this pond, I'm in the belly of a beast. In this belly there's skeleton bones. I took their skulls to make my throne. Queen of the Beast. In this belly there's skeleton bones. I took their teeth to make my crown.
Gonna change that to polled.
Queen of the Beast.
So no chorus yet, but Sam had a melody idea that I think I punched in later. We might hear it, but it'll go da 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 da, ya da 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 da, something like that. I don't know yet. Also, this flute is a total filler, not meant to, that will not stay there. It's like a nonsense riff.
Had this dream, I'm gonna saw you through the weeds.
Yeah, so right now, verse 2 is being filled in with verse 1 lyrics, just because it's not done yet. So
Queen of the Beast.
da, 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 da. There's that melody line that Sam kind of came up with. Not kind of, he did. I still haven't decided if that's the one or if we'll play off of it. Classic System Overload. That's okay, we made it quite close to the ending. And then you can see here after that just drums playing. I think this is about how long I want it to go. Let me see. Yeah, 3:30 is always kind of a good goal for a pop song, I guess. But yeah, so that little puzzle piece you can see is you can see that it's missing because I just haven't gotten there yet. Okay, cool. Well, we basically listened through it. When I started writing the song, everything was really mysterious and very dark. And so actually, this sound, pulsing bottom of the pond, this sound is a sound that I laid down first. It just seemed to match what this character that was taking over. I was like, she's very dark. She's stubborn. She's proud, but also depressed. It's like, I wrote it down earlier today. Too stubborn to die, but wanting to be, mad that they can't be reborn. So it's like, she's just completely stuck. This stuck character. She's stuck in the dark. It's murky, whatever. So I think this sound I must have found. Let's see what it's called actually. Oops. It's called Wandering Mind. Found a sound that I liked. Probably didn't change it much in here. Kept all the original settings that Omnisphere already had and kind of let myself write over these sounds that we're hearing. Yeah, and then just added some of these sounds to kind of give it atmosphere. Underwater lead, weird bubbles, wind. I always name it just random stuff so I can remember what it is. Those are awesome. I love these weird bubble guys. It's cool to dig back into this one because it's kind of been a minute and I'm remembering why I was inspired by all these little sounds and just felt like I had to put them down. They're so cool. Okay, this is cool too. So these hi-hats, I put this auto filter on them, and that's what makes them kind of feel like they're going in and out. I kind of wanted stuff to feel a little bit chaotic, like you wouldn't know where it was coming from. I imagine if you were inside of a beast in the bottom of the pond, it would like sound would be warped and different, if that makes any sense. I also wanted the vocals to feel kind of underwater as well. These are just scratch vocals, but I like all the effects that I have on them. They sound kind of, bubbly, echoey.
In this pond, I'm in the belly of a beast. In this belly there's skeleton. In this belly there's skeleton bones. I took their skulls to make my throne.
These guys are really cool. They have like this crazy delay on them. So creepy. Ooh, we should listen to the difference. So this is it without it.
Queen of the beast.
I kind of like hate that take, but when it has the delay on it, it sounds super cool. I love it. I don't know if you guys have seen the SpongeBob episode. They go to some graveyard of some fish that has a crazy name. Oh, it's gonna drive me nuts. I can't think of it.
Smitty Werben Jaegerman Jensen.
Anyway, it's all these fish bones like come out of the graveyard and whatever. I imagine that in this music video that it's just like fish bone heads inside of this belly with her, but in her imagination they sort of come to life and are like, Queen of the Beast, hail the Queen. Like right here they say hail the Queen, I think. Hail the Queen. Yeah, so I just imagine that those are like just bone fish things that talk to her, and she's like, she has constructed a throne for herself out of these little talking heads, and she takes their teeth and makes a crown. I don't know. That's the visual that's in my brain for it. This chorus, though, this is the part I can't figure out. Is like, I don't know. Like, what's the hook of the song? What's the big message? You know, what's the big reveal? Got to put all the meat in this dang chorus. And like, this part is just a glimpse of what she could have if she was not so prideful. Queen of the Beast. Her enlightened version. Yeah, these are total placeholders just to kind of remind myself that it goes into a major key during this part. But I hate what those flutes are playing so much. It's crazy though, because I've been so used to listening to this demo with that flute part that it's gonna be weird when that's not there. Like, what will it be? I have no idea. I love how this comes back in though. Like, that feels so good to me that it just gets right back into this like weird lurky movement. Let's mute these vocals and just see what happens for a moment.
Had this dream that I shot through the weeds. Da da da, and a mouthful of teeth. Through those teeth I saw my face and the girl behind the gate. I don't like all the water, taste of fairy frost.
These are total nonsense. Kind of just like syllables to help maybe guide me in the right direction, but just complete nonsense, gibberish. All right. You know, we could beef up that little, I don't even know what to call it, a B section. Let's go shopping. I think that would be fun. Let's try to find a sound that we like. We'll just call it Happy World for now, because we want to find something happy. Oh, so what this is a channel EQ. I'm really terrible at explaining sound things because I actually don't fully know what I'm talking about, and then I just sometimes make things up. The channel EQ is where you can basically boost the level of different frequencies in the sound wave, I think is the right way to put it. So, for example, this is our bass track. And what I've done in this one is I've beefed up some of these like lower mids. And it looks like I got a little bit of this little ring 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 guy. That gets really boomy. Yeah, you can get like so specific with it and like really pinch it down to almost like nothing. You know, you could get like one little speck. Anyways, I'm really bad at explaining that stuff, but that's the best I could do with that. Anyway, so what we were doing. We are shopping for a Happy World sound. Something cute. What's this? Grooving water stream. Those are kind of fun. I don't know if they're for the Happy World section. Oh. That's cool. Let's add that somewhere. Let's see. Sweet. I like that thing. But instead of Happy World, I wish this was live so I could ask you guys what you think we should name it. Oh, that's cool. Right now I'll just call it Sizzle Bounce. But let's go in and actually like I want that to be a bit brighter. Ah, dang it, system overload. Asking this computer to do so much. Like hear it in context of everything else. I have a tendency to make things too loud when I'm first working on them because I just want to hear the new thing, and then like tomorrow I'll probably listen to this and be like, why the heck is freaking Sizzle Bounce the loudest thing I've ever heard? So this is something super annoying that I'll show you guys, is with the MIDI, if the note doesn't start like right where the section starts, sometimes it doesn't play back. It's like the dumbest thing in the whole world. You just have to like scooch it to the top of the phrase. Let's copy it over to this other chorus as well. All right, should we go shopping again? I think we shall. Gung, 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 gung. I'm curious. I don't think I'm ready to use that yet, but I'm going to keep it there because I think it could be cool. Give it some echo. What else can we do to it? That might be a bit too much. Just for now, for the sake of having something, let's go with that kind of melody. Swoop-de-doo. We just need a nice had. Dum-da-dum-dum-dum. It's kind of cheesy, but you know, it's not too bad. Sometimes you just gotta put stuff down for the sake of moving forward. Someone help me. Someone get me out. I don't know. Watching fighting what the judge stays. Ba-da-da. So far, I'm only attached to that sizzle bounce. I don't really like this. I'm gonna call it happy clams. I don't like the happy clams. I just feel like we could make them cooler, you know? That's kind of cool. Like, this is a vocal transformer. I don't think it's necessarily meant for synths, but I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to just mess around with whatever, see what happens. I think I just don't like that melody that they're playing. It's pretty dreamy. See if we can beef up his booty a little more. Depending on what kind of speakers you're listening on, might be hard for any like major low end change to be audible. So that's without it. This is with it. I think sometimes the fear with that is just making it too muddy and like, I don't know, sometimes the low end can take up too much space and just like suck everything else away, I feel like. But I like a big booty, so I'd rather start with too much and then maybe later take it down a little bit. All right, you guys. Well, no, I think I took you through a lot of pieces in this logic session. And it's funny because I feel like this one there's still so much to do, so much empty space. But hopefully that was a good walkthrough for now. And let me return to the full screen to talk about it. Okay, hello again. The big question I've been having for Queen of the Beast is I just don't understand this character fully. I don't know who she is. I don't know what part of me she is. I don't know if the point of the song is to get her out of the beast or if it's just about her being in the beast. She's like a very stubborn character. Also, for those of you that were not here last week, basically this album writing process has been very like, I don't know what the right words are. It does not feel totally my own, and I feel like these characters are just showing up and forcing me to write about them. Queen of the Beast is one that showed up, and she was super frustrating. I didn't like the song, but I kept feeling like she wanted me to just keep pushing through with it. By the end of that day, like the songwriting session, I was so close to the paint that I couldn't see anything. That was strange. It just turned super blue when I went like that. Okay. Anyways, the main inspiration for this song was that I was thinking a lot about layers of like my own past or layers of time. But I just kept seeing things coming, like little, what are the Russian dolls that are inside themselves and they keep popping out. I was just having a lot of thoughts like that, and a lot of thoughts of your memories being layered within memories and weird stuff like that. And so the first lyrics were, had this dream, I'm at the bottom of the pond, and then in that pond I'm in the belly of the beast, and in that beast there's skeleton bones, blah blah blah. So really playing into this thought of layers, but I couldn't figure out what the point of the layers were until literally today. I sort of had this weird epiphany of like, well, basically I have this is such a long story, but I'm going to tell it to you. I have this shampoo that I used when I took a trip to Italy with my mom and dad after I graduated college. And there's nothing special about the shampoo. It's just like herbal essence, orange, citrus, or whatever. But every time I use it, you know how smell is such a trigger for memory. Like if you used like Crest toothpaste when you were a kid and then you used it again today, it would be this huge blast from the past. Well, this shampoo is like that, where it just reminds me of that trip to Italy and that time in my life. And for some reason, the nostalgia was like a little too heavy and I didn't like it, and I never wanted to use this shampoo. And we're in quarantine, so we haven't been going to the store as often, and I ran out of shampoo and conditioner, so I'm digging through my closet. I'm like, surely I have some random bottle of shampoo I never use. Well, it's this Italy bottle, and I'm in the shower smelling this shampoo and all of a sudden it hits me that the reason the nostalgia feels kind of heavy is I felt really guilty about that trip my whole life, and I didn't even know it, but I thought, I was kind of mean and ungrateful to my mom, or I thought I was, and she had broken her toe, and I remember being like, oh, why did she break her toe? Like, this is such a walking trip. We're supposed to walk everywhere. It's like, she can't help it. She broke her toe. It's just like being a little punk, or I thought I was. And so literally took my phone into the shower and I called my mom, because I thought maybe what I need to do is just like clear the air and make sure she had a good time, because I was holding this guilt of like, oh no, my mom's first trip to Italy was like ruined by me, and she probably thinks back on it and feels really sad too, and I feel so bad and it's my fault, and da-da-da. I have these weird dialogues a lot, but I don't listen to them. I just am like, well, why do I feel icky? And never think about why I actually feel icky. Anyway, so I felt icky. I called my mom and she was like, no, I had a great time and da-da-da and all this stuff. There was like one hike in particular where I was kind of impatient, and we laughed about it on the phone, and oh, it just made me feel so much better. And all of a sudden, all these really good memories of that trip started popping in my head that I'd completely forgot about. And then I realized, the epiphany moment, when I forgave that version of me, I could look back and see her. Because as soon as I detached myself from that memory or what I thought I was in that memory, it's like, oh, I just entered this new version of myself where I can just look back on that and not be stuck there anymore. And I think that that is what this song is going to turn into, is that the only way to free the Queen of the Beast is to let go of her. And it's kind of thinking of like forgiveness as this version of death, where it's like, oh, well, if I forgive that version of myself, that version's gonna die, but all the good stuff is gonna be reborn into a new layer. And so I think that that's what it's gonna be about, and kind of just this, similar to The Stranger in the Garden, where once the Queen of the Beast is free from, let's say we get her out of the belly of the beast, maybe she can look into the beast's mouth and like see her corpse, almost, not in a creepy way, but or just see a hollow cocoon shell that looks like her, that used to be her, and now she's on the outside looking back, and she's free, and now she's in the weeds, and then another version of her is gonna look at her, and and like eventually you extract yourself from these low places, and you can exponentially grow from being the Queen of the Beast to being queen of something else. But I also think, you know, me in 10 days might look back at this version of me and be like, oh my gosh, what was she thinking, or whatever, and then be free of that version too. I don't know if that makes sense. It's a kind of a long ramble. Anyways, Queen of the Beast, still figuring her out, but it has to do something with the forgiveness of self and the rebirth of a new self into a new layer. Mysterious layers, girl. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope you have a wonderful week. It's Monday night. We got this. Another week in quarantine. And as always, thank you for your support. Because of you guys, I get to make stuff, which is just a dream come true. It's all I want to do. So thank you. Thank you to you guys. And I hope that you're pleased with where your patronage is going, and hopefully something good comes out of all this weird songwriting and all this weird thinking. Okay. Blah, blah, blah. I love you. Happy Monday. Have a great week.